Chapter 177, Devouring Power. The hegemony fist really lives up to its name. It looks like it won't work without using a magic treasure. Li Chunjiao faintly laughed. Then a purple golden lance appeared in his hand, blossoming with a deep purple light. Under pressure of a lower grade treasure weapon spread out immediately. Kang Chon's eyes narrowed in surprise. Overlord Lance. How come it's in your hand? The one in Li Chunjiao's hand was precisely the Overlord gun. He was more than familiar with it when Li Laoki fought him with it. I am also a son of the Li family. Naturally, I am qualified to use the Overlord gun. Better tell you. I got this gun from that punk Li Yuanba. As for how I got it, you don't need to understand. Li Chunjiao said. A gun came to kill. The terrifying gun pierced through the void, and instantly appeared in front of Kang Chon, like a divine punishment, descending from the sky. The power of this inferior treasure weapon was brought to the extreme in Li Chunjiao's hands, far from what Li Laoki and Li Yuanba could compare to back then. So that's how it is. Kang Chon sniffed indistinctly, then he slowly drew out the long black blade behind his back and rushed towards Li Chunjiao. Kang Chon slowly drew out his black long sword. A powerful aura then spread out. The Kang Chon hegemony blood in his body boiled up. The thick true essence broke through his body like a golden flame burning up outside of his body, spewing out fiery waves of fire. Sensing this powerful aura, opposite Li Chunjiao also revealed a grave expression. Only that eyes contain a hint of excitement is to meet the same opponent's excitement. Swish! When the Dang Yuan surged to the extreme, the next moment Kang Chon's eyes erupted with bright light, instantly disappeared in place. The surrounding space suddenly burst into violent fluctuations. And then there was a blazing blade aura tearing through space, ruthlessly splitting towards Li Chunjiao. Boom! Li Chunjiao's face was calm. He raised his spear to resist. Terrifying energy exploded on the Overlord spear, shooting out a brilliant divine light, swift as thunder to block Kang Chon's knife. Between the two spurts of energy colliding, it was like a heavenly thunderbolt exploding in the air. Good blade technique, but it's a pity that the magic treasure is to pour. With a shot that shattered Kang Chon's attack, Li Chunjiao took a step out and instantly stabbed out 7 shots in a row. Each shot was like a scaly dragon flying in the air, roaring angrily as it rushed towards Kang Chon. The surrounding magma and lone peaks all trembled at this moment. The terrifying energy raged as if it was destroying the sky. The entire space was turbulent and the sky crumbled. Magic treasures are always external objects. Cultivating one's body is the right way. Kang Chon said coldly. Just a trace of gravity flashed in his eyes. Broken sky was even blocked so easily by Li Chunjiao. It seems that this can no longer be called a masterstroke. He must create a stronger blade technique as soon as possible. Just as the words fell, a stern light appeared fiercely in Kang Chon's eyes, and in the next moment, an overbearing intent shot up into the sky, breaking straight through the firmament, like a huge blade slashing fiercely. There is no terrifying energy fluctuation, but it is full of terrifying pressure. 50% of the idea's morphing attack, instantly letting Li Chunjiao feel a pressure. Idea transformation, worthy of being hegemon Kang Chon. However, this kind of attack is ineffective against me, as I have similarly reached the 50% intent realm. As Li Chunjiao hummed a soft laugh, the same powerful intent erupted from him, condensing into a spear of light in mid-air, emitting a blazing divine light as it slammed against Kang Chon's enormous blade. Boom! The two terrifying ideas collapsed in the sky at the same time, both sides indistinguishable from each other. Kang Chon's eyes narrowed, his heart filled with gravity. Li Chunjiao had actually comprehended 50% of the intent as well. This was too much out of his expectation. No wonder the other party had the confidence that even if he was in his heyday, he would not be afraid. Li Chunjiao did indeed have this kind of strength. Apart from Zhao Wuji, it was the first time Kang Chon had treated an opponent of the same level with such gravity. "Looks like this is a bitter battle," Kang Chon murmured, and a terrifying battle intent immediately appeared in his eyes. A battle like this was what he wanted. Boom! Along with the powerful battle intent surging from Kang Chon's body, the long black blade in his hand emitted a whimpering sound, as if it had been born with a spirit, and the entire body of the blade blossomed with a blinding golden light. The terrifying blade ripped through the sky, and wherever it passed, there was a dazzling and blazing light all around. Not far away, Li Chonjia's eyes flashed with a trace of gravity. The corner of his mouth pulled up a cold smile. Ideas into the knife. This is indeed capable of boosting power, but unfortunately, I will do the same. As his words fell, powerful thoughts entered the Overlord gun in his hand from within his body. And in the next moment, the Overlord gun similarly erupted with a blazing light, and the terrifying spearon swiftly became thicker and bigger, like a giant pillar of the heavens, crashing into him. "Break the sky," Kang Chon coldly shouted. Unrivaled energy rushed up to the sky, stirring this side of space to tremble. "Fighting break Kang Dome," Li Chonjiao roared, and the huge spearon completely shattered the void, as if it had entered the 9 heavens above, before suppressing it. Thunderclap. The huge blade aura and the spear aura collided countless times in mid-air. The energy escaping from each collision destroyed the surrounding lone peaks, and even the magma flowing on the ground was swept up, forming a terrifying fiery serpent that shook its body in all directions. After this strike, both of them simultaneously retreated tens of feet, coldly looking straight at each other. Kang Chon's eyes were full of gravity. Whether it was the cultivation realm or the realm of intention, Li Chonjiao was not below him. Those of his advantages in front of the other party could not be unfolded at all. This was the first time he had met an evenly matched opponent. Good powerful strength. Did not think that those 5 losers, even if as they put their lives on the line, did not consume much of your strength. It seems that not to take out the real power today is unable to kill you. Li Chonjia's eyes were similarly filled with gravity. Only the killing intent contained in those icy eyes became even more intense, as his entire body rushed up to the sky before killing Kang Chon with a single shot. Kang Chon didn't dare to be careless, tightly gripping the black longsword, transporting the only remaining true essence in his entire body. He met them. The 2 people fought in mid-air, and with similar cultivation levels, similar realms, and even similar realms of intent. The 2 of them could only rely on a combination of combat experience, skills, and other factors to determine a winner. A spear breaks the sky. Li Chonjiao drank slowly. The terrifying true essence swept out, like a tornado storm raging. Bright gun on. Instantly pierced through a lonely peak, leaving a shockingly large hole. It must be said that Li Chonjiao is an alternative. He's not a special physique, but has a nearly infinite amount of true essence. Seems to be thicker than Kang Chon's true essence, which simply cannot be explained. However, at this time, Kang Chon was still unable to contact the Dan Emperor, so there was no way to learn about Li Chonjia's situation, so he could only grit his teeth and resist. "Break the sky," Kang Chon shouted out as he swept his blade across the sky. The blazing blade awnings looked like they were tearing through space, slicing several lonely peaks in the distance in half. The terrifying energy fluctuations caused the entire space to tremble violently. Both of them had comprehended 50% of the realm's intent, integrating their intent into their attacks. Their power was unrivaled. However, it was also very tough for them to attack each other, causing more destruction to their surroundings. However, after fighting for a long time at a high level, Kang Chon felt that his body was about to reach its limit. This was the aftermath left behind after fighting those 5 potential dragon ranking powerhouses. How to say that those 5 people were all strong on the potential dragon ranking, Kang Chon being able to survive the combined attack of their 4-9 transformation golden pills was already shocking in itself, and to be unharmed was simply impossible. In fact, he had suffered from intense trauma at that time. causing his own strength to only be able to exert half of it nowadays. In such a situation, Kang Chon is getting weaker and weaker, gradually being Li Chunjiao pressed into the wind, just since his debut, or for the first time since he was the same generation of people so suppressed, and this person is still a former opponent. Kang Chon was holding a breath in his heart, but he who comprehended the realm of heart like a blade was very calm at the moment, and in his mind, he was constantly thinking of a plan to overcome the enemy. Cultivation, strength, and intent, my advantages are no longer stored. I wonder if the heaven escaping hand can deal with him, or else do I have to run away this time? Kang Chon thought in his heart, then decisively executed the heaven escaping hand, as shocking as ever. The golden giant palm appeared out of thin air, instantly grabbing Li Chunjiao. However, just as Kang Chon was about to slash at Li Chunjiao's body suddenly erupted with a dazzling light. And then there was a shocking big explosion. The golden giant palm was completely shattered. Kill. Li Chunjiao's figure came out strongly, and the spear pierced towards Kang Chon. After Kang Chon was stunned for a while, he had to fight hard against this spear. However, the powerful force coming from Li Chunjiao's Overlord Lance instantly shook him out and smashed a lone peak. The heaven escapement hand is indeed powerful, but unfortunately, it is still useless against me. Unless your realm is higher than mine. Li Chunjiao smiled coldly, not giving Kang Chon the slightest chance to catch his breath. Striking again, Kang Chon raised his long black sword and tried to use the only remaining true essence in his body to meet the battle, but with every collision, he was sent flying. After a long battle, by now, Kang Chon did not have much true essence left, and could only rely on the strength of his physical body to remain undefeated under Li Chunjiao. He was very puzzled in his heart. Why was it that the heaven escaping hand couldn't even resist Li Chunjiao's form for a moment? What kind of power did the other party use? Heaven tackling hand. After being blown away by Li Chunjiao's shot once again, Kang Chon had to perform the heaven escaping hand once again. The golden giant palm still instantly grabbed Li Chunjiao. This time Kang Chon didn't carry out an attack. Instead, he directly grabbed Li Chunjiao and smashed towards a lonely peak. However, the corners of Li Chunjiao's mouth, who had been grabbed by the golden giant palm, revealed a hint of a mocking smile, only to see him shout in a low voice, his body once again displaying a dazzling light. Kang Chon stared closely at this scene, while his mind carefully monitored the heaven escaping hand. He wanted to know what exactly Li Chunjiao used to break free from the heaven escaping hand. Boom! Only a big explosion could be heard, and the dazzling light immediately blocked Kang Chon's vision. He had to rely on his mind connection to observe the state of the golden giant palm. Soon after, Kang Chon suddenly felt a terrifying devouring force that swallowed his heaven tackling hand energy cleanly. At the same time, Li Chunjiao's figure broke free and killed Kang Chon. What a familiar energy. This is the star-absorbing technique. Kang Chon's heart was first puzzled. Then a brilliant light erupted in his eyes. He finally knew why the heaven escapement hand was easily Li Chunjiao cracked. The kind of energy that devoured away the heaven escaping hand was exactly the same as the devouring power when he performed the star-absorbing grand technique. Only this powerful devouring power could make the heaven escaping hand instantly turn into flying dust. Star-absorbing grand technique. Impossible. Apart from me, it's impossible for anyone else in the world to know the star-absorbing grand technique. Could it be that there are other demonic techniques that have the same effects as the star-absorbing grand technique? Kang Chon pondered while resisting. His heart was full of doubts. This was too bizarre. He was very clear about the power of this devouring power of the star-absorbing grand technique. This was his biggest card, and he would not normally use it. But now Li Chunjiao was using this power, which made his heart very shocked. Kang Chon, the heaven escaping hand is useless to me. You are at your wit's end. Taste my means next. Li Chonjiao smiled coldly, holding the Overlord gun to kill. Exactly the same attack, but it revealed an extremely dangerous aura. Kang Chun instantly felt a terrifying power, transferring from the Overlord gun, devouring the little remaining true essence in his body.